Hey there, YouTubers. Luis from On-Site Towing and Recovery in Middletown, New York. I want to thank everybody who left a comment on my last video pertaining how the motor clubs are viewing my videos and my videos are getting out there, and the positive and negative things that have come from the videos. And one of them being is pretty much I've been blacklisted, and I'll be doing another video specifically on that, specifically who has blacklisted me. But I appreciate the feedback. When you comment on my videos, these things get seen by other people other than myself, and the companies, the motor clubs see these comments. So it's great. So keep on commenting, no matter if it's a positive comment, if it's a negative comment, just leave comments. But anyways, I ended up getting a few emails, a lot of positive emails, and a couple negative ones, which does happen. So one of the negative ones, and it really wasn't so negative, it was just kind of a poor outlook on things, poor outlook on the future. And pretty much the email stated that I am fighting a lost cause, and the whole motor club thing has been an issue for the last 30, 40 years, and that it's never going to change. And I said to myself, okay, this is probably somebody who's battered and broken, who has just pretty much accepted his fate on the issue, And I understand that, some people just give up. But I find it to be a very bad outlook on things, a very negative outlook on things, because change can happen and change will happen in this industry if we all band together. And many of you have probably, if you follow current events, you've heard the issues with GM and their employees on strike. So GM is one of the biggest car manufacturers in the world. They are also one of the companies that did take a bailout during the recession when the economy tanked. And they're on the up and up. They are profiting every year. They are selling more cars than they've ever sold. But employees for them are very unhappy. So right now they're actually striking. I think it's like 40,000 employees are striking all over the United States. And they're striking for good causes. They're striking because they're getting low wages. They're not getting enough, they're not getting the proper benefits, health insurance and whatnot, profit sharing. There's no job security especially for for anyone there. And they're also talking about closing 2 plants. So 40,000 employees are striking, and it's hitting GM really hard in the pocket to the tune of $300 million a day. And it snowballs out of control, because not only is GM hurting, but the dealerships are hurting. The body shops, the repair shops that need these parts are hurting because they can't get the parts now. So now customers' cars are sitting because they can't get fixed properly. And you got people who have purchased vehicles, put deposits on vehicles that are supposed to be delivered to the dealerships, and they can't do anything because the employees are on strike. And where I'm getting at with this whole GM issue is, if we band together like these employees have, and we start hitting motor clubs in their pocket, you're going to see how quick changes are going to happen. And we don't have to go to drastic measures. I'm sure that the GM employees, this has been festering on for a long time, and finally it just, the levee broke and all hell broke loose. We don't have to do it like that, but I'm sure if we were to just cut back a certain percentage on the motor club calls we take, that it's going to affect them. Or better yet, if you take 10 motor club calls a day, start, make 20% of those credit card only. And when it comes time to crunching numbers, they're going to realize, oh man, we lost a little bit here. What's the issue? And over time, they're going to start seeing this and seeing this and seeing this. And then that's when they're going to address it. And they're only going to address it when it comes out of their pocket. And it's been coming out of our pockets for way too long. And, it's time that we actually start fighting back. So I'm telling you, all my subscribers, say no to POs. Start taking credit cards. Start extending ETAs. screw that 45-minute ETA nonsense. You know, these motor clubs are on a, you know, they got a champagne taste, but they're on a beer budget. You know, make them wait 2-3 hours. You know, obviously call the customer and tell them, listen, you know, motor club calls are not a priority to us. We've got other people in front of you. You know, sugarcoat them a little bit. You know, but let's stop catering to them. Let's cut back on certain things. You know, cut back on taking passengers. You know, we're not an Uber. You know, all these little things here eventually will catch their eye, and they're going to wake up and they're going to realize, hey, you know, something needs to be done, because eventually we're going to be losing money at an astronomical rate. So these, you know, they're profiting. Every year they're profiting. And what I've noticed too is that their roadside, you know, because I've got personal insurance too, I've noticed that their roadside assistance packages are like $5 or $6 a month. Stupid, you know? So, you know, but our expenses are going up. So it's going to force them to start raising these costs to their consumers and start charging a decent amount of money per month for roadside assistance. But, you know, we need to keep fighting. We need to band together. We don't need to be at each other's throats all the time. And we need to form some kind of unity here. And I highly encourage, you know, saying no to POs. Say no to POs. And it's gonna change. I believe me on that. You know, read up on the GM issue. It's gonna change. You know, Uber is also doing the same thing down in New York City. And they're all pissed off because the Mayor de Blasio, who I'm not a big fan of to begin with, is coming down hard on them. And they did some kind of slow roll through New York City, caused traffic congestions and a bunch of other stuff. And it's, you know, there'll probably be some kind of change in their favor. But, you know, if we're not protesting, nothing's ever going to happen. You know, if we're not fighting back, nothing's ever going to happen. But anyways, that's all I've got for you. Hit like and subscribe, and leave me some comments. And once again, it's Luis from On-Site Towing and Recovery, and thanks for watching.